What's going on, everyone? This is Slackerman with another diecast model review. Today we are looking at the Amerecom 1 in 144 scale F-111A Aardvark. Amerecom is a model line that does mainly a lot of military jets and helicopters. I think they do some armor too. It's not my first pick because usually all of the Amerecoms that I have bought are super fragile. They mix die cast. It's kind of like that lighter alloy metal with a lot of plastic components. For example, I bought their Comanche helicopter. I had to buy at least 3 of those because every one I got had a defect. The rotors were broken, the missiles were broken, the cockpit was broken. They're just super fragile. So I'm not a big fan of Amerecom. However, I wanted an F-111 in the 1 in 144 scale, and they're the only ones so far that have made this jet. I'm a big fan of the F-14. It's probably my favorite jet fighter. So obviously, after reading more about the F-14, I started getting into the F-111. This was the first military aircraft with the swing wing or variable geometry wings. I'm also a big fan of the Su-24, the Fencer, the MiG-23, the Flogger. Those also have swing wings. The B-1B Lancer, which also has swing wings. So this was the first aircraft to incorporate swing wings as well as the turbofan afterburning jet engines. So again, the other thing is this also had the pave track. It was the radar, the terrain following radar. So this could allow the jet to fly very low to the ground to avoid different SAM sites and enemy radar. So this kind of reminds me of a mix between an F-14 Tomcat, a B-1B Lancer, and an F-15 Strike Eagle. Obviously, this was the first jet to incorporate all this, but it's a very cool design, and I've just recently gotten more into it by reading about it. In the United States, it really didn't do or have that big of a career. I know it was used in Vietnam, I believe the Gulf War. It had a bigger career in Australia. That was the F-111C, I believe, with some upgrades. And then this eventually was replaced by the Strike Eagle and the B-1B Lancer. So technically this was a supersonic strike jet fighter or strike bomber. I believe this replaced the Thunder Chief, the F-105. So again, I'm not too big on all of the can't remember if it's Legacy or Century fighters, but this would be my favorite one in the bunch just because the swing wings, and I really love the design of it. So let's take a look at the model itself. As far as the packaging, Amerecom is just a blister pack, nothing special there. You do get a nice stand, nice clean lettering, so it has USA 1972 General Dynamics F-111A Aardvark. The stand is pretty well, it holds the model pretty securely. As far as the model itself, I think Amerecom did a great job with the paint and the detail. The Aardvark is a 2-seater side-by-side configuration, so you have your pilot and co-pilot. This whole capsule actually is an escape pod type deal. So this whole section of the cockpit would jettison out, so you can kind of see the outline of that there. It has a big long nose with an antenna here, so that looks great. All the panel lining looks nice. It does have that kind of Vietnam F4 Phantom era camouflage jungle design to it, which is very nice. The decals, you have your Tactical Air Command decal, the Air Force. Up top, you have your air refueling decal. Again, all the panel lining and everything is real sharp. Unfortunately, the only thing that irritates me is I think any swing wing aircraft model should have articulated wings. This one obviously doesn't. These wings are fixed in the out position or the extended position, so that's kind of one negative for me. I wish someone would make a die-cast model that you could articulate the wings back and forth, similar to like the F-14 144 scale models that I've reviewed. On the tail, you have your identifying information there, the airframe number, all the lettering is nice and clean. On the back, here's a nice look of the engines. I'll get it off the stand real quick. They sculpted out the engines very well. You can see great design inside the engine, and on the outside of the nozzles, everything is sculpted nice and clean, so I really like that a lot. The underside is all black. This is where the kind of the fragile parts are. My landing gear, the gear is extended down, but it feels like all three of these are going to break, this one and these two wheels here. So I might end up snapping these off just so I can have it in flight, because you get a flight stand anyway. You have your external fuel tanks. I believe these are missile rails right here, or 2 missiles. The F-111 has an internal bomb bay, so they kind of show that there, the outline of the belly bomb bay right there. So that's very nice. On the sides, again, nice camo paint on each side. And then let me set my camera down. Up front, kind of hidden, you have your air intakes, which are very nicely sculpted out. Again, there's a nice look at the engine. You can kind of, or the cockpit rather. You can see the 2 seats that they sculpted in. So again, a very cool model. Like all Amerecoms though, all the plastic pieces feel very fragile. For example, my thrusters, I feel like I'm gonna have to super glue those. They feel like they're gonna pop off or unscrew off. Same thing with my external fuel tanks and those 2 rails. I'm probably gonna put some super glue on them to make sure they don't fall off. So again, I would give this a 4 out of 5. The biggest negative for me is just the fragile parts. That's known for Amerecom. But again, if you want an F-111 in the 1/144 scale, this is the only line that I'm aware of pre-built that you can do it in. I hope that Air Force One, their Smithsonian series, which I love, they end up doing one, because I think they would do a great job. So hope everyone liked the video, and thanks a lot for watching. Bye.